Crafting is an essential part of ESO, but some areas are definitely better than others in terms of getting your crafting done efficiently and hitting some other things on your to-do list. So in this video, I'm going to go over 10 of the best crafting locations in the Elder Scrolls Online. Now I'm going to be including DLC and base game locations so that no matter what version of the game you have, you can find a crafting location that works for you. Make sure you watch the entire video so you know all the crafting locations, the details of each one, so that you can pick the best one that fits your needs. As always, if this video helps you, you can like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me make more videos just like this. And with that, let's get started. Before we get into the locations and which ones are the best, I want to briefly go over the criteria that I looked at in terms of ranking each location. First and foremost is the ease of crafting. How easy is it to pick up your crafting writs and complete them within a timely manner, meaning the crafting stations are located close together and mostly outside. I also looked at how close other items you might want to use while you are in the crafting area, such as a bank or a stable, are located close to the crafting writs, and even something like a Thieves Guild location if you need to sell or launder your stolen items. I think the most convenient crafting locations also contain these options so that you can do everything you need to do to start and end your day in one place. Now on to the locations. First up on the list is an honorable mention, which is Eldenroot. The main reason that this is only an honorable mention is that it's pretty difficult to get to the main crafting area. You have to land at the way shrine, go up the ramp to the second floor, and then go up the ramp again to even pick up the crafting writs. But once you're in this area, everything is pretty nicely located, with the exception of the cooking area. You'll need to go back downstairs to the first floor and remember to do the cooking there before you head on over to turn in your writs. Now the stable is on the way to the writs, which is a bonus here, but the reason that I'm even mentioning this area is mostly because of master writs. Rolis, which is where you turn in your master writs, is only found in the 3 major cities, Eldenroot being one of them for the Aldmeri Dominion Alliance, and so typically I will only come to this location traveling to my snug pod, which is conveniently located just outside the tree, so I can travel for free from any guild hall and head over to Rolis to quickly turn in my master writs. I don't typically craft here. I think a lot of the other areas I'm going to go over are a lot better suited for regular crafting writs, but in terms of master writs, this is my favorite location to turn in. Coming in at number 10 is Shornhelm. The city is located in Rivenspire, which is part of the base game, and this town is pretty small, so it's pretty easy to get around the entire town without having to spend too much time running there. Now the boards are located on opposite ends of the town, so it's not the most convenient, so I usually pick up the equipment crafting writs, and then I'll run down to the consumables area, pick up the writs for those, and then start there. You do have to go inside the buildings to get to these writs, so it does take a little bit longer since you have to have that loading screen. But since Xbox fixed this quite a few years ago, it's now not as much of a pain as it was before. Now there's not too much of a wait, so you can pop inside. Just make sure to do your cooking in the jewelry store. There is a fire there to do so, and this is probably the most convenient location to do that. If you forget, there is an inn on the way out that you can cook in instead, and this is also where you find your chef and brewer if you're in need of some recipes. But I think the jewelry store cooking location is the most convenient. Once you've done your consumables, you can head on over to the blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking, which are all located outside, pretty close to the way shrine. And the bonus here is that the bank, the stable, and the writ turn-in area are all very close to this last area as well, and are very close to the way shrine. So that's why this came in at number 10. It's a pretty solid starting location in terms of crafting, and it's available to everyone. Number 9 is Solitude. Solitude has a lot of nostalgia for me. I played Skyrim, and that's what got me into the Elder Scrolls Online. And so I loved coming to Solitude in the Western Skyrim DLC. It's really a great comparison to Skyrim. Not a lot has changed. And the crafting area is very close to the Way Shrine. So you can run through the Guild Trader section, which is conveniently located right next to the Way Shrine as well. So if you're looking to purchase something, maybe you need materials for your writs, the guild traders are all right there, and you can usually find some good prices since it's not a major city. I also like that most of the tables are located outside. You don't have to go through a door to get to every single one, but you do have to go through a door for the clothing and the alchemy stations. So it's pretty bearable to get all of your crafting done. The boards are right there. There's also a couple different cooking stations. You can head to the one outside. There's also one inside the alchemy station building so that if you're in there and you see it, you can also craft your provisioning there. There is also a chef right here, which I really enjoy. I think that's another easy bonus for someone who's looking for chef to buy any of the recipes you're missing. And even if you need a brewer, their inn is just down the ramp towards the entrance to the city, so it's not that far away. The stable is a little bit far. You do have to leave the city and head down the hill, but it's not too far from the crafting area, so you're not going to be spending too much time running there. So it's not too bad to start and end your days there as well. So for that reason, I really like Solitude as a good option for crafting. Coming in at number 8 is Alinor in the Somerset DLC. I love this area mostly because I just love the high elf zones. I think they're super pretty, but they also have a lot of resources close to the way shrine. So as soon as you port in, the bank is really close by, and then you can head on down the stairs through the merchant area, cross the bridge, and you'll be at the crafting area. I also like this area because all of the crafting writ boards and the areas where you create your items are all right there, located in a nice circle, and then you can drop off your writs just outside, turning to the left. And there's also plenty of merchants here for you to sell any items after you turn in your writs, clear out your inventory even more. Everything is all together, so I really like that part of it. The only downside to Alinor is that the stable is on the other side of the city from the crafting writs, so you do have to navigate a somewhat confusing city plan to get to the stable. And you also have to do this if you are looking for a chef or a brewer. Typically you'll find them at the inn, so the closer the inn is to the crafting location, the better it is for a new character. So if you're just I do think since you still have to go inside, there are some better locations. Alinor is not a bad place to be, but I think there are some better contenders that we'll get into next. Coming in at number 7 is Mournhold, which is another one of the Alliance capital cities. So a benefit to this zone is that you do get to trade in your master writs here, and I think that the writs and crafting areas are pretty well laid out. You can pick up your equipment and consumable writs right near the way shrine, which is also where the guild traders are located, making this pretty convenient there. And the blacksmithing, clothing, and woodworking stations are all outside. The only downside here is that you do have to go inside for jewelry, alchemy, enchanting, and provisioning. There isn't really a good place for provisioning, so you do have to swing by the inn before you head on over to turn in your crafting writs. Now, as I mentioned, Rawless is here, so if you're doing master writs, this is kind of a handy location since you can do all of your crafting relatively close together in a timely manner, and then go turn in your master writs. This is the main reason why this is number 7 on the list. The bank is a bit farther away, but you can get to it pretty easily, and the stable isn't too far away as well. So it's a pretty well-rounded location. Coming in at number 6, and I think one of the best crafting areas for new players is Gonfalon Bay in High Isle. This is part of the High Isle DLC, and this city is really nice because the crafting area is all contained in one building, and it's just down the stairs from the way shrine, as you can see here. The bank is also located very close by, so it's easy to do your writs and then head back to the bank. Just make sure you pick up your writs before heading in the building. I have done this several times where I walked straight in, forgot to pick up the writs, and had to come back out, so that is one thing I don't love about High Isle, but it's one of the only downsides. Once you're inside the building, all the crafting stations that you need are here. There's plenty of merchants as well if you need to sell to make room. So it's really easy to run through all of your writs, and then you can actually exit out the back door very close by to the area to drop off your writ. You can head back up the hill, speak to any merchants that are in that area you saw just before I entered the building, and then you can head back to the bank. And the best part about this is that the stable is very close by as well. Instead of going down the ramp, if you just go straight and make a right, you will hit the stable, and so this makes it a really great starting place for newer characters. You can start and end your day right at the stable and spend very little time going to do your crafting writs, and then when you come back from the end of your day, the stable is really close to the way shrine. So that's why I think High Isle is one of the best places for beginners or anyone with a new tune that they're trying to level. Everything is right there for you. It's super convenient, so that's why this is at number 6. Coming in at number 5 is Rimmen and Northern Elsewhere. Now the crafting area is a little bit hidden. You do have to walk a bit off from the way shrine, but once you get here, everything is outside and all the stations are here. There's even a chef available if you need to purchase recipes, and the bank is also very close by. You don't have to enter any doors to get there. You can simply run up to the crafting area, do all of your writs, you have access to merchants, and you can do all of that without having to worry about a door loading screen. Once you have completed your writs, you can head on over to the front of the city, turn them in, and it's not too far of a run from the crafting area, and everything is located around the central way shrine, which makes everything pretty easy to get to. I think the city layout here is pretty good, so you can basically get to anything that you would like to without having to go too far or navigate any confusing pathways. The stable is also very close by, just on the other side of the front entrance to the city, so it's another great area for beginners who are looking to start and end their day at the stable, or for any vet players that are leveling characters. And that's why Rimmen is number 5 on my list, because it ticks all the boxes for new players, new characters, and as a bonus, it has beautiful music. There's always a bard here singing some Northern Elsewhere themed songs, and she's one of my favorites, so it's a little bonus to get to listen to some nice music as you craft. Number 4 on the list is LVCAS, which is located in Reaper's March, which is part of the base game. So this is yet another crafting area that is available to everyone. The really nice thing about LVCAS is that everything is super close to the way shrine. The guild traders are right next to the way shrine when you land, and the crafting stations are all very close by in a nice little circle for you to get to. They are a bit scattered in terms of being grouped together. The Mages Guild has some of the areas. You have to go to this blacksmithing and clothing area, and then the alchemy station is in the middle of the shops, but they're all very close together, so once you become familiar with their locations, you can get your crafting writs done in no time. It's also very close to a stable and a bank location, and you don't have to go inside for any of the crafting stations. So LVCAS is very well laid out and is a great option for any crafter looking to get their writs done. Now we are getting into the top 3 crafting areas, which tick all the boxes and are really great areas for anyone to play. And the best part about number 3 is that it is now part of the base game. That's right, Vivec City is number 3 on my list because the way shrine is very close by, all of the crafting stations are outside, and the stable is not too far away to get to as well. I love that this is a base game zone now because it's really well set up for crafting. Everything is right at the beginning area there before you head into the confusing city, so you don't have to worry about navigating any of those buildings or going through doors, and the writs are right there. There's also guild traders very close by if you need access to any mats, so you basically have everything you need here and can very quickly complete your writs and turn them in on the dock just behind the crafting stations. There's also a banker right there, so it's really everything you could want. Now the stable is a bit far down the road, so that is my only downside here if you're looking to build up a new character or you're a new player and you're just starting out. But I still think that the benefits of having everything very close together and outside outweigh the length of the stable, and so that's why this is number 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list is a DLC zone, and it happens to be Leowyn and Blackwood, which is part of the Blackwood DLC. Now this area is really great because the way shrine is literally right there. You can take about 10 steps and you are at the crafting area. The boards and all the stations are outside, and there's also a chef here as well, so you have access to the recipes. Blackwood is a pretty close-knit circle, so you don't have to go very far in between the crafting stations. Everything is pretty close together here, and there's merchants for just about everything. The bank is also super close. If you head in the opposite direction about 10 steps, you can get to the bank as well, making this a really well-rounded crafting area, with the guild traders just behind the crafting area. The reason this is number 2 is because it has everything that you could want very close to the way shrine, and it's pretty easy to get to any of the other options such as the inn or the bank. The only downside to Leowyn is that the stable is outside the city, so you do have to run all the way to the back gate, exit there, and then run around the corner to get to the stable. So this is not my favorite place for any character that needs to level up anything at the stable. I start and end my day at the way shrine here so that I can get to the bank or the crafting area depending on what I need. And finally, the best crafting area in the game is in Skingrad in Westfield, which is part of the Westfield Golden Road DLC. This is the latest DLC that came out this year, and I think they really had crafting in mind when they built this area. It's just off the Way Shrine, which is closer to the bank, so you can start off by going to the bank, clearing your inventory, and then head around the corner to the crafting area, which is even closer together than Blackwood. All the stations are here, as well as merchants for anything that you need in terms of enchanting, alchemy, clothing, merchants like that. And the drop-off area for the writs is also part of the circle. So you can essentially run around the circle, complete all of your crafting writs, and then drop them off. So this is a really great area for grinding crafting and getting your crafting writs done as fast as possible. Now the only downside to this one again is the stable is outside of town, but it is a bit closer to get to than Blackwood, making this the #1 spot. The bank is closer, the stable is closer, even though it's still a bit far, and the crafting stations are even closer together in a nice little circle. So this is a crafter's dream. If you're starting to grind crafting and you're looking for a good place to do it, then Skingrad is the place to go. That's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and that you like the crafting locations that I recommended. If I missed your favorite or if you have any other recommendations, please let me know in the comments. I'm always learning from you guys, so keep the information coming. I also want to thank my members for supporting my channel. It's because of you guys that I can keep making videos like this. If you're interested in becoming a member, head on over to my channel, click the join button, and check out the exclusive perks you get for being a member. You can also like this video and subscribe to my channel if this video helped you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.